China is very, very market-driven. China's economy, the jobs, that are in China are private sector, private business owners like yourself, contributing to 70% of Chinese jobs. More than 50% of China's economy, GDP, is completely privatized. There are cities like Wenzhou. If you go there, 95% of the economy are completely privatized. So the government doesn't own anything in terms of the entrepreneurship and the, sort of the business side of it. China today, of course, is having one of the largest middle class in the world, and by 2030, a lot of economists project, World Bank and all that, that China will have roughly 1 billion people that are in the sort of middle class category. That would be the largest middle class in the human history, of course. The middle class drives China become a consumer economy. 30 years of China reform is being export driven. It's being driven by foreign investment. It's driven by China becoming the factory of the world. In going forward, the government mandate is no longer to be, export driven, no longer to be the factory shop, but rather to be like sort of the United States, a consumer-based economy. And therefore, you can see a lot of numbers and a lot of statistics, and the middle class is going to drive China to become a consumer state. And product like China is the largest wireless market, largest automobile market today, and even for wine, which traditionally is not a commodity in China. Now China's the fourth largest wine country, consumer of wines and coffee. Starbucks, or every corner. If you go to China, you find as many Starbucks in China as you have in the United States. Therefore, of course, China, when 1978 was hardly importing anything from anyone, to now China is 1.8 trillion and expected, another 5 trillion in the next fiscal 5-year plan. And but if you go look at the next one, you will see what is the challenge that we have. We export to China, the second largest economy in the world, and which is, by the way, after NAFTA, the mainland China is the largest export market for Michigan, and but still, as a country, the United States export less than the small island of Taiwan and to China. I mean, something is wrong here, because I'm sure that we produce a lot of services and manufacture goods that we can do better than Taiwan. And opportunity for Michigan, of course, auto. China's being largest auto manufacturer. Of course, you have high-end manufacturing electronics, and those are already. I was in Grand Rapids yesterday. Amway, which is, of course, consumer products, and each dollar they sort of make in the United States, they make $3+ in China. So China's market is 3 times for Amway than that of the United States. There was an article I heard in the Bloomberg magazine that features Amway's success in China, or the business in China, just this issue. So we have pollution, water-based technologies that are from this region. I think is very strong. China needs a lot of those because it's a polluted place, as you can tell, after 30 years of runaway success for industrial revolution. Next. And of course, for our auto trade, which is our largest opportunity, and which we talk a lot about, with the governor's trip. Fortunately, we all know that China and the United States have an unbalanced trade, meaning that we have deficit, that we import a lot from China than we export. But for auto, we are pretty balanced. If you look at overall on the chart, meaning that we are exporting a lot of auto fleet to China. We're importing some parts, but overall it's a balanced trade, which is a great job for Michigan in general, and that's only can grow in the future. And there are, of course, that is. It talks about, in our sector, what is that China imports from, Michigan, which is our fleet of cars. SUV is very popular in China. All our brands, Ford, GM, I'm sure all our 3 automakers are doing a tremendous business and one of the largest profitable business for GM is in Shanghai, for Ford is in Chongqing. But we also, of course, import tires, auto parts, electronics, and body parts from China. So there's a lot of transaction in this space.